what we're going to show you today, they contacted me and said, hey, we want to send you another kit. And a lot of you, I've mentioned before, like when I was crocheting or knitting something, have said, oh, we'd love it if you would show us how to crochet. And that's difficult because you got to have a project.
Yeah.
And then everybody has to have all of the equipment and all that kind of stuff. But they sent me this, and there's several of these kits. This one I like because they look like little chickens. You know me, if it's got a chicken, I'm going to do that craft. But so I got this out of the box. I brought this down here, and I wanted her to do the opening with me because I think this is really cool, and we'll go over the everything that's included, because this I think is going to be the coolest way to learn to crochet. And if you're already a crocheter, just to make super fun little like I say they're busy hands projects because it's not something you're working on that's big like a poncho or something. It's just something to do when you're sitting there watching TV or something. It's a busy hand project. But anyway, I'm excited about this, and it's by the same company, YIZZVB, and I will put the link for this in the description, everything you want to know. So we're going to take a look at this. And then we'll probably put one together. I won't have you watch the whole thing, but we will do it. So, you know what I'm impressed with, Sarah? The book, this is just as good a quality, but feel the book.
Oh yeah.
Like nice, right?
It's like water resistant.
It's like a water resistant, so if you're drinking coffee while you're doing this and you have to get along, it's fine. But this is very cool because it's got a really nice book, and just like the felted succulents, each project has a little QR code that you scan, and it'll have a video of that one project, not just a generic one of how to do it, but actually step by step for each of these projects. So there's an orange one, a green one, oh, this is orange, red, and then this one is gray, and then there's a blue. This is super cute. Now, look, those are what we're going to make from this kit. And the thing is that's really neat about it is in the front gives you instructions on how to crochet. Now, I haven't looked at this QR code, but I feel like that QR code is probably going to be the one that actually walks you through. And in my last video, I actually had my other phone with the video to show you, so maybe we can do that here. But I feel like that's going to show you step by step kind of how to crochet, because this is a basic crochet. And then here's the bird crochet instructions on the back, so super cool. So there's that. What else do we have?
Oh, there's another book.
Another book. DIY. Oh, this is like a separate one. It's a DIY handcrafts crochet for beginners.
Oh, that's really good information.
And that's good information. That's all about the needles and things. And what I am impressed with is that it's got the UK and US conversions. And that's nice because I know you've got tons of books, and they will be like from England. She just actually spent 3 weeks in England.
And bought a knitting book.
Bought a knitting book. And this will
And
this would be a terrific way to help. Oh, look, it even shows you how to look, it's how to get
really
started.
nice.
I just want to show you. This is step by step on the different crochet. So that's a very cool thing. Let's see what else we have. Okay.
It's just good for like your knitting bag.
That is good to just put in your knitting bag and have. And so this is a vacuum packed. This is going to be the stuffing. And this is vacuum packed, but I guarantee when you open this up, it's going to go poof.
I've never seen a package like that.
You've never?
Uh-uh.
That's pretty. There's a lot in there. If it's vacuum packed that tight, there's a lot in there. All right, what else we got?
Oh, I love the colors.
Oh, they're really bright.
Look like Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. So this is a chenille yarn, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Is it? Oh, it's so loud. Like a cloud. Super nice. So there's all the colors. And I found with the
Oh, they're gonna be so soft.
I know, and you know the thing is with that felted succulent kit, sorry I don't like the crunchy, the paper messes with the sound. With the succulent kit, all of the supplies, you know, sometimes I get a kit that's all included and you're worried that you're gonna run out. You can tell with the succulent kit, there's an abundance. They don't give you just a little bit. So I'm pretty confident that here, you're not going to run out, because that's actually quite a bit of yarn. That's really tight. They're like that, not even squishy. So there's that. What else do we got? Look at this. It's like a whole kit. Oh, look, they have eyes. Hang on.
Oh, the sleepy eyes.
The baby eyes. So we have a needle, and Sarah and I are going to do one of the birds together. So you got needles here, hooks here, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I assume. So we will get one of her hooks, and we'll get started on 2 of these little birds.
Oh,
so they
that's
give
nice.
you, and this isn't even one that's just a metal one. It's got the silicone handle, and you know why that's really, really good? For me particularly, I have arthritis in my thumbs, and when I use knitting needles or crochet hooks and they're metal, it's cold. And so having this, it warms up to like the heat of your hand, so it's much more comfortable. They've got a couple of the little needles. They've got some pens for you. They have, there's the little googly, these are the eyes. The little.
Well, those are the childproof ones because they lock on the back.
Oh, see? That's super
Yeah,
quality.
yeah.
So
Instead
that
of sewing on a button or something and having it
So
be
you
a
don't sew
choking
it on?
hazard.
Oh, you put this in there and you push it through and it literally locks in. So it's got like the washer, I guess, on the back. That's pretty cool. And then super cute little.
What's the flower?
The flower. I was looking. So this is what we're talking about right now. There is a metal, one of the metal needles. These are for stitch markers, and guess what this is? A needle threader.
Oh,
That
that's
you
super
stick
cute.
through the eye of your needle and put the thread in there and pull it through the eye of the needle, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now you've seen all this stuff I am so excited about. We're going to pick which little bird we're going to do, and these aren't going to take long. So we'll get everything set up, and then I'll bring you back and show you where we're at and maybe take a few stitches and kind of get you going with this. But for now, a little unboxing, and I am pretty impressed. Nice stuff. Okay, we'll be back. So Sarah scanned the very first QR code, and I want to point a couple things out here. It shows you so much detail here. Over here, it actually gives you instructions on how you read the patterns as they're written, because they're going to be written like that. If you're new, this is something, and it shows you literally how to read the pattern. And like I said, down here, it has the abbreviations that you're going to see in patterns for the different stitches. But what is super cool is if you're a beginner and you scan the code at the beginning of the book, it comes up here, and each one of these little videos is each individual stitch. Yep. So it'll be like the chain or the
They're all like a minute long. So
they're
you're
like
not,
1 minute,
stuck.
so you can see it or play it over and over and do it with it to get used to it. So you could literally, I think, kind of learn to crochet. Look at all these stitches, and this isn't going to be useful just for this. This is going to be useful on your entire crochet journey.
I'm bookmarking this.
Oh, she's bookmarking it, and she used to teach classes on this because you know what? You forget, and it's not hard. It's all just based on a loop and what you do with that loop. And so this is going to be great detail. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scan this, and this is one instruction, and you can make them to match here. You could probably mix it up a little bit if you want, but it's going to be the one instruction, and you use the colors that they tell you to. So there's not like a different video for each bird because it's basically the same thing. The other thing is down here, it tells you in red that you can make a larger or smaller versions of this based on the yarn that you're using. So once you have this down and you have some big fat like acrylic, I don't know, yarn, whichever, you can make a big one like a stuffy. This is kind of cool. So I'm going to get her to scan this so that we can see the process for this, and then we'll get started, kind of show you. It starts with a magic circle.
Oh, okay.
And then you're just going to make rounds, and they're only like 4 rounds deep. So these are actually pretty quick. So we'll get started, and then we'll bring you back and show you where we're at. All right, the second QR code comes up with this, and it's the bird family, and it's broken into little like 10, one of them was like 2-minute videos for each of the 4 sections of the pattern in the book. So we're gonna get started. The first one is to make the body, and I'll play this and just show you a little bit of what, just click on it, let's see what it looks like. So here, see, here she is that her in detail?
No, it's an ad.
It's an ad, let's go. Plus, hang on.
So a disclaimer about using a different color than what they have pictured.
So they're going to tell you about, yeah.
Our video is only for clearly demonstrating specific stitches. Today, I will explain the crocheting method for a bird. First, let's crochet the body part of the bird. Here we use light yellow and green yarns. First, take out the light yellow yarn for crochet.
So you can see it step by step, even based on the color that we're going to use. So we'll get started, and then we'll bring you back. 5, yes. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. So we started with a magic ring, and the instructions will walk you through it. And now we're doing 6 chains around this little circle. So this is a magic ring. Here's the deal. The needle that the hook that comes with it is a 2.5 millimeter, which is fine. But if you're a beginner, this might be a little small. You might want to go up one of the next size, and then that will help. Okay, so now and I would show you this close up, but the video does such a good job. The video is going to walk you through this. So now what we've done is we've made the little magic ring, and then we're going to push the little, pull the little button, pull the little thing, and it makes the beginning. This is what Sarah just was telling me too. This is how you start a hat also.
It's the top
of, of a hat. Okay, so we've got that. Now we made a little round circle, and now we're going to go on to some more hooking. So basically, we went to the magic ring, got that round, so it's like a little tight round circle. And now it tells us to 1 chain and 6 increase, because we're going to make it bigger like an egg shape. So let's get to that, and then I'll show you what it is. All right, we're going to do 6 increases here. So I've got my little magic circle. I chained 1. And now for each little chain, you go through and you're going to grab, and you're going to make 2 stitches in that same little loop. And chenille yarn is a little fluffy, so you're not going to see that as perfectly detailed. But you see what we're doing here? We're making this circle, and every time we add 2, it's going to make it bigger. So that's what I'm working on. So I'll bring you back when I'm to the next step. All right, we both have finished that part, and you can kind of see it makes like a little hat. It's kind of curved, see, like that. And now they give you the stitch markers, and we're going to put the stitch marker on so we know where our beginning was. And then we're going to go in. Now
especially
we're just going
to,
we're going to stitch. We're going to do 1, and then 1 hook, 1 stitch, and then in the next loop we're going to do 2. So it's going to increase at less of a gradual. This is the rounded end of the egg. They kind of shape like eggs. And Sarah had a good point. They're using chenille because it fills in all of the little spaces between the loops. And it's a little bit, she was saying this is a good quick project, but it might be a more difficult, like a beginner project, unless maybe you just get some regular yarn, run through this with just regular yarn that's not as fluffy as chenille, because you can see when it's chenille, it's kind of hard to see your little loops. And if you give yourself, maybe do this with a regular cheap icky yarn, a couple times you'll get a feel for it, and then this will be a lot easier. But as a beginner, it's just hard to see. It's a good beginner teach you thing, but the yarn is a more difficult yarn to work with as a beginner. So get some regular old icky acrylic yarn, run through it a couple times, and then this will be so much easier, and it'll turn out just perfect. So we're going to continue to work until we get to the next step. You know, we were just talking while we're sitting here crocheting. I asked her, my contact here at YIZZVB, she sent me pictures of several of their little crochet kits, and there's ones that have like little animals and stuff, but I like this because I wanted to make one that looks like a chicken. And Sarah pointed out the birds are kind of color coordinated to be like this little green one with the light green top is like a parakeet. Like they've done them in different ways to make them kind of like birds, and I'm going to do the one that looks like a chicken. But what Sarah was just saying, what were you saying about doing it as like a...
I think this would be a great kit if you had other friends that crocheted and you guys wanted to kind of like step it up a little and have like a finished project that was really quick to get from no project to something you can actually take home. The fact that you can be working on all 4 of these at the same time, because there's enough little yarn that's all balled up differently, so you guys could do it almost.
You could just pick your
like
colors,
like a book club, like or like a sip, like a paint and sip kind of thing, where you guys all are working on the same but different project.
Like you could get these and have people. I mean, and these are not expensive. Like I don't even remember. I think it was like 20 some bucks or whatever. You could all pitch in just less than $10 each easily. And just sit and have like kind of a book club activity together where you could do this while you're having coffee and just enjoying your moment, which is kind of cool. And then the other thing you said was the nice thing about kits, especially she is like me. I can't just sit. Like, I can't just sit and watch TV. I have to have something happening with my hands. Or when I travel, if I don't have something, if I'm on a long plane ride, I got to have something. And this is cool because you got a quick kit and you don't have to sit there and think, oh, I got to get the yarn.
Well, and I only usually take kits when I travel for that reason. So I don't have to like, am I going to need this book? Am I going to need this reference? Do I need to bring this extra needle in case the gauge doesn't work out? Like you just can take everything and you know that everything you need is going to be there.
Yeah.
And it takes the decision paralysis out of like starting a new project.
I like that word, the decision paralysis.
Well, you just stare at the stash and you're like, yes, but which one? And then you stare at the patterns. Yes, but which one? And then it takes forever.
That is easy. And the cool thing is once you've done it, like I was just saying about doing it with a standard yarn where you can see your stitches a little bit more clearly. We were just got to talking and I maybe got off on a stitch and it doesn't matter because it's going to be okay because this is chenille and so it's going to kind of all become one. So as long as you have the basic shape, you're doing fine. All right, we're going to keep working. All right, now we've gotten to the point that we've made basically the dome, and so we're going to come down. That's the 4th row, and now rows, or the 3rd row in row 4 through 6 is just coming down, and it's 1 for 1. So basically, I'm going to take my needle and or my hook, and I'm going to go through a stitch, grab the yarn, and now there's 2, boom, and then grab that. So there's another stitch. That's number 5. There should be 18. So there's number 6, and then this is number 7. So oops, it's kind of hard holding it way out. So that's number 7, and then number 8. So we're just going to pop this through the hook or through the loop, the hoop, and then there you go. What did I say? That was number 8. Number 9. So I'm about halfway around. So we're going to do 3 rows or 2 rows of this. This is number 4, and then I'm going to do 5 and then 6, and then we'll have kind of the egg shape. All right, we're there. Okay, and I actually, I'll be honest, I went back and redid the last 2 rows because I realized, number 1, I didn't chain stitch to give it like the go, and I was crocheting so tight, it was small, so we made it bigger. Now we're going to install eyeballs, and that is on row 4. Row 4. Yep. Then we're going to put the little eyeballs in spaces. It tells us install the eyes in the 7th and 11th stitches of row 4. So that's easy to find. 1. So we're on 6. So it'll be that one. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one's going to go right there. I'm going to stick an eyeball. 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my God. It's so cute. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do my eyeballs. How close? Oh, see? Okay. Now we're just going to continue to do the crocheting, and we'll come back when we're a little further down. Oh, we got to put the backs on. Okay, so we poked them through, and now these are the kind of backs you put on. They're like a little suction cup. They've shaped, but and then you put them that way down. So you put them. Oops. So there they go. They're like a little round thing, and you can hear them snap right on, and you can see how those are what she said, they're the kid-proof ones because you can't get them off. And you, okay, so that's what we're going to do. You put them on there, and then they will stay. But I would suggest these. You don't want to put them in through the stitch. You want to put them in through a piece of the yarn, and that way, in case your stitch, it won't pull through the stitch. So I'm going to kind of fit it through there, and then we'll get those on safely, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the rest. All right, Sarah went to get scissors. The one thing that doesn't come in the kit is the scissors where they tell you to cut the yarn off. So what we're going to do now is we've got this far. We're going to cut this off, and we're going to go to our next color. And I am looking at the instructions is basically we're going to go down and then do opposite, where we're going to go down and keep the shape, and then we're going to decrease. Okay, Sarah was just saying this is a perfect thing when there's different ways to change from one color to another. This is super simple. Basically, we're just going to start crocheting it in, and because it doesn't matter because it's going to be inside, then we can knot that and put it inside. Different projects, if you've got something going on, you just don't want a big knot sitting out there, but for here, this is perfect. You just start knitting with the second one and then just tie it off and put the knot on the inside. Cute. All right, guys, we have, this is the little end. Isn't that cute? So that now what's happening is it's coming down. Now I will say The chenille yarn makes it a little difficult doing this part, which is the beautiful thing about having the videos, because the videos you can play over and over until you get it. But it's
forgiving.
It's very forgiving. Like if you forget a stitch, or if you are not exactly the right number of stitches that it says in the book, you can add a stitch or take away a stitch, and because it's the chenille yarn, you're not going to see that. So that's the cool part as far as beginner. If you mess up, you're not going to see it. But as far as beginner, the chenille can be difficult to count your stitches or to see. So I do highly recommend using the videos and making one with just an acrylic yarn, so you can kind of get a feel for it before. But hey, if you mess up, you just pull it out. You know, it's not. So anyway, we're to this point. Look at the little eyeballs and the little shape of our chicken. Well, this is my chicken. You're doing a blue. You're doing a bluebird, and I'm doing a chicken. Now it wants us to stuff the body with the filling, and this is where we're going to open this poof pack, and we're going to stuff the body with the filling, and then basically it's going to come down, and we're going to add the little accessories like the little wings and the little top. Oh, see? Oh, yeah, and that you can just fluff out. Look at how much fluff there is. That's going to be wonderful. Now I'm going to pull my loop out, and where we added on, you can see in there, I just tied the two in there, and I tucked them up inside. So now we're just going to start stuffing our little chicken, or mine's a chicken, stuffing the birds to, oh, see? It's going to be perfect. So let's get to stuffing that, and then we're going to end up just bringing this down to close it off. Okay, so when we followed the directions until we decreased it down to where you just have this small hole, and then we're going to cut it off, and it says leave an 8-inch chain, which I'm eyeballing. You guys know how I measure. I measure with my heart, and my eyes will tell my heart what length it needs to be. So there. Now I'm going to add more stuffing through that wee little hole, and I think Sarah added more stuffing too, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is where we can kind of firm it up and shape it. So then the next part is a super simple little wings, but we're going to get this part. I really want it a little stuffier. There is a lot. Look, we're stuffed 2 birds, and there's still tons, and there's even another package that hasn't been opened. So there's plenty of stuffing here. So we're going to stuff that, and then now we're going to, it's so cute.
Just put like lavender or catnip in it.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about hanging this in my car and putting essential oils on it for car smell. You could put little thing inside. It's kind of cute. Okay, so now Sarah is stitching it. She's got that little needle that they give you. And just kind of, you just kind of do it. You just kind of stitch it. So see, there's the loop, and then I left this, so I'm just gonna, you just kind of catch it around and then feed it up through. What do you need? Scissors right there. Feed it up through there. So we're gonna close the bottom of these off, and then we'll get to the wings. All right, we finished up the little embellishments. Oh my gosh, aren't they cute? I mean, hold them so close. Aren't they so cute? Doodle-doodle-doo. And I will say the most confusing part was the tail part. But I would suggest, as I've said several times, to try it with regular yarn that's not fluffy, so you can see your stitches. Make a test one and then do this. If you are a beginner who's maybe done, I wouldn't learn on this unless you use other yarn first. And if you're a beginner, this is going to be a commitment, because you know the chenille yarn, it's hard to see your stitches. But it is worth it, because aren't they adorable? They are so cute. Oh my gosh. They're so cute. And you could make these way big ones, or you could make little tiny ones with very, very thin yarn. But I think they turn out adorable. And for this kit, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors that you could make. But I'll show you the yarn. I made mine, and there's the gray, and then there's Sarah's blue. And there's plenty enough to make a whole nother one. I would say easily. So it shows 4, but I think you could get 8 of these little birds out of this kit. And I want to say thank you so much, B, for letting me test their little products and do product reviews, because these are adorable and I'm in love with them. So as always, wait, I'm going to sign off. But after my sign off, you want to hang on, because I was trying to get Sarah to do a video. She'd never done it before. She was so nervous. And so the camera was on and we caught some pretty fun stuff. So I'm just going to attach that at the end, kind of like a blooper, but it's fun. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
Oh, too normal. What are you doing?
Normal, Mom.
Oh, yeah. My brain's basically being
Just when you're on
being
the
normal, but not like that.
No.
More normal. Effortless. Make it effortless.
When you're on the camera, you just want to be normal. This is a product review. So you don't like act like someone just stuck you in the toe. You kind of do like, where are you going?
I'm gonna fix that.
So you want to just, you want to not just like go, like,
I'm currently sitting on the crochet hook.
no, it's easy. We're just talking.
Get that far away. Look like when people say like, "Hey, Kegels," and everybody's like,
No, okay. Are you ready?
maybe.